Hello, Bill Molyneux here with Bill's History and Wargame World. Well, we are on wave 3 of Rorke's Drift and 54mm scale. I hope you'll watch the rest of this entire video. I need to say something about this game though. I've been wargaming since I was 12 with Jeff and Rick Valent and his father. And over the years I've played a lot of Zulu war games with several friends. And playing this Rorke's Drift game has made me think about them. And I would just like to say, you know, when you're wargaming, you're also developing friendships. I received this book, Like Lions They Fought, from Rob Chellis. And I received this book from him in 11/26/88. Rob was a great friend. He was a great wargamer. Many wargamers knew him on the East Coast. And sadly, Rob passed away a year and a half ago. At about 64 years of age. A great wargamer, and we loved playing Zulu games, and I'm sure he has stopped in to visit this game while I've been playing it. So the next person is Dennis L. Bishop. Professor Bishop. He was a mentor to me on creating war games. He is a professor. He knew everything about the Zulu War and even went to Isan Luana and Rorke's Drift. Many games he designed, and Like Lions They Fought, Command Magazine is one of his many games. He designed games for Worthington. The list is endless, and Dennis and I worked together on many, many games. And I'm sure he probably has been watching how poorly I've been launching my Zulu attacks. So Dennis Bishop, he's not forgotten. And when I release my new Zulu game this year, I'm dedicating it to him. And last but not least is Elwood Christ, otherwise known as Woody, famous author and historian. He loved playing Zulu war games, and he'd run around as King Kiswale, and he used to try to motivate everyone that would be playing the game. And Woody was a very famous author in Gettysburg. He wrote the book, The Struggle for the Bliss Farm. And one of my first box games, he helped me come up with the title, Struggle for New France. And as some of you may know, my Struggle for New France game on the French Indian War is in its second edition printing through Blue Panther Printing. And I can't say enough about Blue Panther. So, when you're playing war games, you have friendships, and you know, for me, I'm almost 60, and looking back, playing this game for several hours now, it's brought back memories of all the great times I've had with different friends, and I keep making new friendships with new wargamers like Walt and Kevin down in Maryland that I've been wargaming with recently, and all the guys at the Hawks, and all the different wargamers that you meet at conventions. All right. We're going to start Rorke's Drift Wave 3 with a British holdout. And of course, Goober the Traveling Bear has stopped in to visit. You gotta laugh, life is short. Alright, we're getting ready to start Wave 3. Many people have commented. Now, some people say I have launched the Zulu attacks poorly, and if they had been playing, they would have done better. Now on the left flank you'll see double rows of Zulus, but when they roll their movement, I'll be measuring from the edge of the table, not from the edge of the second rank, for their movement coming out. On the right flank I have them in single file. They'll measure from the edge of the table. As far as the British, that's where we're at. I'm going to change our camera angle, show you where we're set up. Okay, well, here's our great redoubt. Now, I've made a mistake on the redoubt. It should be higher up. Everyone in the redoubt can shoot over the heads of the figures at that melee bag wall. I've reduced the amount of figures defending the building. I went to 4. And I think we're ready to start play. The first thing is British movement. And I've left one figure off to the one side just to guard that in case the Zulus were to roll really well 2 turns in a row and the British rolled poorly. I move the camera into the other position and we'll start this game. Will the Zulus win, or will the British hold out? Alright, well, we start off with the British movement phase. So they rolled 6, but I'm happy with where they're at. So I think if anything, you know, at 6 inches, I'll bring, I think that's 6 inches there, and we'll shuttle this line down, and that's it. All right, let's roll our Zulu movement phase. They get a 5, they get a 5, and a 4. And I'm sorry about that. There we go. And we're using the Peter dice again. I can't believe how many games I've used those dice in. They work great for my videos. And by the way, please subscribe to my channel. I have over 350 videos of historic sites, board war games, and miniature games, so you won't be bored. Alright, I'm going to advance these Zulus 10 inches. I'm going to pause the camera. Alright, our Zulus have moved 10 inches, and you can see from the edge of the table, they didn't really move only a couple inches. The bases are basically about 4 inches wide. So, I'm going to try for this camera angle. I hope this will work for you. Alright, I had some lighting issues, but we got that fixed. Alright, a Thuthu. Let's see how these Zulus will do. First, they have to hold up to the British volley fires. So, we'll go ahead and resolve the firing, and then we'll go on from there. Well, I'm firing away with these Brits, and so far, they killed 4 on the far flank, and we're firing. Rolled really bad for that group. The other group fired, and the last group killed 3 more of these brave Zulus. So, it's going to be interesting to see what the Zulus' next rate of movement will be. But first, we have no firing from the heights this time. They are out of ammunition. They don't fire for this, for my 3rd wave. That's a bill rule. No idea what it is in the Worthington's Victoria Cross. So, I'm going to go ahead and roll the British movement phase. I'll pause the camera here. Welcome back. And the British move 9 inches, which is darn good. And I've decided for right now, I am going to do that with them. And 3 to cross over. And our movement, so they easily can get up here to double rank. They can easily hop over. And I should have set this up this way in the beginning. I'm sure if you were here playing this, you probably would have thought of this too. Because I can have the figures jump back into the other redoubt quite quickly. This figure I'm keeping out there just in case. So I have a pretty good defensive line. This is supposed to be higher so it can shoot over them. And right now, it'll all depend on how the Zulus move. If they only get 3 or 4 inches of movement, the British, with this mass firing, they may be able to hold out. Now, I was asked by a couple people about placing smoke, but for the firing for the British Martini Henrys, but I decide there's only so much I can do. I'm one guy in a basement and with a cell phone camera. All right, let's resolve the Zulu movement. Let me grab the dice. And again, they get 3 dice, if you've been watching my videos. And they get to pick 2. And they get to move 9 inches. All right, I'm going to pause this camera and see what happens at 9 inches. I think they're going to be able to close. Welcome back, everyone, and holy cow, 9 inches wasn't quite enough to make it on the left side, but they did close there. And we have Zulus coming over the ramparts over there. And Zulus on the ramparts game, I think I helped play test that with Dennis Bishop, come to think of it, and it was a computer and iPad and playing deck card game. Forgot about that. Amazing what you remember. Sorry, I'm starting to rant. All right, let's. We've got both sides of move. Our British are going to open up, and let's see what happens. Pistols are 5 or 6s, 2 shots each. I'm just going to go down and count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 2. So we'll go ahead and resolve these 8 rounds. And those only are 5 or 6s. Unfortunately, we only rolled 3 hits. I'll take them right out of here. Now, normally I've been not videoing the firing, but I thought for this final video I would. I'm going to fire the 4 up top and the other soldier that's at the far corner last. I'm going to count up these Brits and roll them off. All right, well, I have 2 rolls of 11 to fire into them. Needing 4, 5, or 6s. Well, there's 2, 6, so 8. Oh no, and that's the first volley. All right, let's do another 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Zulus. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera while I remove 14 Zulus. Welcome back, everyone. I resolved my fire combat, and we don't have any Zulu stabbing going on at the moment. And yes, I'm not allowing roof climbing, and that's just a Bill rule. I'm here all alone, and that's where we're at. So, I'm hoping you're enjoying Rorke's Drift at Bill's History and Wargaming World. We are going to go and move the British soldiers next, and hopefully we can keep up this volley fire. So far, they've killed a total of 30 Zulus. They have to get to, this is the 3rd wave. They have to kill 60 and the Zulus' morale. Welcome back, everyone. Wow, let's get some music playing. I had to revamp up my Zulu music, and the British did well. In some areas, others they did not do well. We're going to have a Zulu attack here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Zulus. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here we go. 8 Zulus stabbing. They need 5s and 6s. We'll lose 1 rifleman there. 1 private. Over here. They both take a hit. 1 is dead. And that's Sergeant Bourne. Sergeant Bourne can take 2 casualties. Our figures there. 1 and a 2. All right, over here we have 3. Uh-oh. Dead. And wounded. He's one of the commissary figures. Commissary Dalton, by the way, is dead. And Frederick Sheese, of course, he's wounded. He only can move 6 inches maximum. And Frederick Sheese won the Victoria Cross. He's the only one here that did not get his picture taken or photographed because he fell ill on his way to England and was buried at sea. All right. I don't know. What do you think's going to happen? I'm going to roll the dice for... Oh, we got to check and see if the storehouse is on fire, and it is not. So we're about to get overwhelmed by Zulus here for the British. And the British rolled 10 inches. And thank God they rolled 10 inches. I'm going to pause the camera and come back to you. Welcome back, everyone. Well, I had to make some sacrifices. Sergeant Bourne and a private, they're going to try to hold the corral wall. One lone soldier out there on the melee bag wall. I have a special rule. He can't hold them all off. The Zulus will roll one die and get that many Zulu spears around him. It'd be too gimmicky to let one figure hold a whole wall section. Plus, I have the round disc I use to see if Zulus can move around him, which I think they will. All right. Well, if you're wondering, Frederick Sheese can only move 6 inches. We rolled 10, but he can't move to the melee bag wall and get over with his bad foot. So he has decided to stay there with a couple privates and hold that last line of Zulus to the last. The British need to kill about 22 more Zulus. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, yeah, 18 more Zulus or so. All right, it's time to find out what the Zulus' movement is. Got a 1, another 1. Well, the most they're going to get is a 6, a 4. The Zulus' movement is really bad this turn. 5 inches. But it's going to be enough to now, there's going to be Zulus coming over the ramparts. All right, let's pause the camera here. I'm going to move all these Zulus. Well, welcome back to Bill's History and Wargame World, Rorke's Drift Wave 3. And my goodness, well, the British are going to fire like mad. They got to kill about 18, 20 more Zulus. But the Zulus are pouring in everywhere. All right, let's, I'm going to go ahead and roll some dice. Come back to you. See how we do. Frederick Sheese holding off that wall. All right, everybody, thank you. And we are back with the British have done firing. Their Martini Henrys are overheating. I did not roll that well, including the Webley revolvers. Very disappointing. I didn't break. I needed to get 22 more Zulus dead. I got 9. I don't think we're going to make it. Let's see what happens. The Zulus are going to stab now. And we'll go to the next turn. So, hold on. Just a little intermission. I'm still rolling dead, but Frederick Sheese has gone down, crutch and all. Sadly, he did the best he could, but he took many Zulus down with him, but these Zulus are brave, fearless, and defending their homeland. I'm going to continue my melee rolls. I think the outer perimeter is shot. Welcome back, everyone. Well, everything in the perimeter's gone. Sergeant Bourne's gone. I'm sorry, everyone. I had to make some sacrifices. Let's just check and see how the storehouse... Oh, my goodness. We have an issue with the storehouse. Oh, there it is. So, we have a storehouse on fire. In my rules, the figures have to leave the storehouse immediately, and it gets fired. So I'm going to have 4 figures trapped out in the courtyard. Alright, I'm going to resolve that, come back to you. And I'm like 12 Zulus shy of breaking them around. Okay, as you can see, we have smoke now. My thatched roof's on fire. I got 2 figures. The 2 and 2 that were up there are in the courtyard. I just put them there randomly. If I had been the game master for this, the redoubt's crammed full of figures. Takes a 6 to kill them. They may have enough figures. If every figure there rolls a hit, they could break the Zulus' morale. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and the British movement phase. We'll just use 2 white dice. I got a 10. I'm not sure if I'm going to allow any more figures in that redoubt. Hold on. Okay, I decided to put them back to front. They're back there with the water cart. The Zulus are getting ready to roll their dice. I rolled the British dice on white dice instead of the Peter Bad Luck dice. So I'm sure someone will leave a comment that I was unfair and didn't do the same for the Zulus. So I'm going to use white dice this time. And we got a 5 and a 3 would be the best of 3. Alright. I'm going to pause the camera and move these Zulus 8 inches. It costs 3 inches to climb these walls. Welcome back, everyone. Well, this is going to be pretty much it for this game. The British are going to fire like mad. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. We have to kill 11 Zulus to break the morale. 11 Zulus have to go down. And I barely have 11 figures left. So almost every figure here has to hit. This is a critical time in this game. I'm going to roll for the 4 figures out there by the water cart. Oh my goodness. Look at that. We rolled 4 kills. So 4 brave Zulus, gallant as they are. And we got to get to 11. So we're almost there. Now these Zulus do get to fight. The ones that morale doesn't get tested or removed until the end of the turn. So revolvers, Webleys, 1, 2, 3. 3 times 2 is 6, of course. Here we go. Let's see what happens with these revolvers. And that was pretty poor. 6 bullets for 1 Zulu. Alright. We'll just take one out of there. We are at 5 dead Zulus. Riflemen. In the redoubt. Let's change our camera angle a little bit. Alright, here we go. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14. We're doing 2 rolls of 7s. There we go. 4, 5, or 6s. We got 3. Well, that's not so hot. We need 11 Zulus to break the morale. Here we go. The next 7. And that wasn't very hot either. Oh my goodness. Doesn't really matter. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And that's it. I am 1 Zulu shy from breaking their morale. Let's pause the camera. Okay, everybody, this is where I'm at. I'm 1 Zulu shy. I've double-checked my Zulu dead count. I need to kill 1 more Zulu. There's no more shooting left for the Brits. They're going to have to survive another attack. Every figure now, they all get attacked. We're going to do the ones in the courtyard. They're going to get slaughtered because of, they're gone. The Zulus will move around them and fill in, of course. So they get, they're gone. And of course the Zulus kill on 3 through 6s in the open. Now, luckily for the British, I think I'm going to roll the 1 part of the redoubt first. There's 4 figures there. And they need 6s. We got 1. And we got 5 there. And they got 2 6s there. Alright, on the other side of the wall, they facing 4. No 6s. 3 there and 2 there. Oop, didn't make that one. So we lost him. And I think 2 more. Wow. Hey everyone. The storehouse is on fire. The Zulus Well, I have to finish another turn because the Brits have to move. All right, the British rolled a 6, by the way. I'm sure the Zulus will do fine in their movement. They don't need a lot. And, we got 8. So they can move 8. And this will be the final turn. I don't think the Zulus now, it's just one figure. All of these Zulus would fill in. And the whole compound is now surrounding the Great Redoubt. This is really an easy thing to do. Lose 1 Zulu. We just shot 2, went down. The brave Zulu kingdom. These Zulus now will withdraw at the end of the turn. Now, if the Zulus can kill every figure here, they will win. But that's almost an impossibility. 3 are fine. Oh. I think this is Hooky. Hooky got killed. And Chard is dead. And we'll go through those 3. Bromhead is fine. Fine. And fine. Okay, so we lost Chard. Lieutenant Chard is gone, engineer. We lost Hooky. Sergeant Windridge is still alive. Commissary Dalton died hours ago. I think in the first or second wave. I've lost track. Alright, well, the Zulus are going to fall back. And this is a British victory. They have a handful of men left. Gosh, a lot of the specialty characters are gone. Hooky just died, but Bromhead is still alive. He's got a wounded arm or something. So I'm going to do an ending video, tag onto this, and that'll be. Hold on. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you liked my 3-part series of Rorke's Drift in 54mm. It's a scale that's not often wargamed, and I know more and more people are using the 6 and 10mm Baracus and so forth. But, if you do see a 54mm wargame being played at a convention, stop and check it out. They're unique. It's from the H.G. Wells time period, and it brings back a lot of memories for people, especially older folks that grew up with the Marx play sets. I hope you enjoyed this. Please look at my playlist. I have hundreds of videos on everything from French-Indian War, forts and historic sites, and the CSS News, and all kinds of wonderful videos to help teach and educate people about history. And that's what my games are for, and that's what I did in my basement, to teach someone about Rorke's Drift. And it's January 22nd, 2023, and I intentionally ran Rorke's Drift this weekend, so these soldiers and Zulu warriors that were defending their homes are not forgotten. And I want to say thank you, stay safe, be kind, and be courteous, and leave comments. 11 of these were won by the defenders of the mission.